right, guys, welcome to tonight's episode of the Fresh Shakes Podcast with Russo and Felice here at the Finger Lakes One Studios. I, of course, am Paul Russo. Across from me, as always, the one, the only, Nick Felice. Nick, how you doing today, bud?
Hey, not too bad, not too shabby, you know. Was it 2 weeks till Christmas?
Yep.
I haven't bought nothing
Yeah.
for my family or my friends, but it's getting around the corner where I need to get out there.
Yeah.
Get to that outlet mall on Christmas Eve. You know what I'm saying?
Don't be one of those guys.
I don't really like buying it for girls, though, because I don't know what to get them. I just don't know. You know, it's just, do I give them, do I go to Victoria's Secret? Could I use it as an excuse to get inside, you know? Hot take, but, you know, it's like, maybe this is my go-to now. But we have a guest on the show.
How is it every week you find a new way to try and blow out my eardrum?
I'm sorry, but we have a guest on the show today.
We do have
another guest.
I won't say, I don't know if he's really so much a true guest anymore, but as I stated before, guest co-host Pat Russo joins us for his monthly edition on the show.
This should be considered
Pat,
a
welcome.
recurring character.
Pat, welcome.
with that.
How
Hi.
are you doing today?
Wonderful as always, just another day in paradise.
That is true.
So are you related to Paul?
Nope, we're not related, just a coincidence. We have the same last name and we look alike.
Pretty much. Apparently the Russo last name is actually like the Williams or Smith of the Italian-American world. So
Number one Italian last name in America, boy.
that is true.
We're everywhere.
So let's get a quick rundown of the stuff going on. I failed to update the middle column that we usually go to here in my.
What is that, Paul?
Well, I had to go to the bathroom before the show started, and
Excuses.
I know excuses.
Was it
but
number one or number two?
It was number one for those.
Oh, okay.
For those out there,
Guys, it was number one.
For those out there that really were concerned for whatever reason.
Please write in the comments
But,
below. Was it number one or number two?
But on the pod today, we're going to discuss the Bulls, their saga and imploding. Also, we're going to throw in a little bit of some other NBA stuff going on with that.
The Miami Miracle.
Well, that's coming up.
That's coming up in our football talk. In our football talk, obviously, the NFL.
Didn't hear him.
We have the first weekend / week, depending upon how you really want to go about it, of bowl games coming up starting on Saturday. We've alluded to it the past couple of weeks, but winter meetings are here. The hot stove for the MLB has really heated up over the course of the past 3 days. We'll discuss what's going on there, and then we'll wrap up the pod for tonight. It's going to be a short amount of topics, but lengthy discussion I feel like will be occurring tonight. With that in mind, we'll jump right into the first topic. Like I said, the Bulls imploding, the once proud franchise. Very interesting stuff going on here. So to give you a bit of a backstory, if you didn't know, Fred Hoiberg was fired 8 days ago. Interim head coach Jim Boylan took over in the interim for him, for the team. And pretty much anarchy and mutiny has ensued since. The Bulls played a back-to-back last week, in which one of the games they were blown out by the Celtics by 56, their worst loss in franchise history. Boylan, as a coach, practice-wise, 2-hour practice is what he's been gunning for. Tried doing this multiple times after the back-to-back. The players were not about it. Players have since tried to hold a players-only meeting, which turned into a coaches and players meeting. Two players apparently behind the scenes trying to keep everything together. Our veteran center Robin Lopez and second-year stretch forward, if I'm getting position right, technically Lauri Markkanen. With that in mind, those two clearly are trying to do something. They're clearly, as I said to Pat a few days ago, there is clearly a snitch in the mist. He has an idea of who that snitch might be.
Robin Lopez.
As you said. So this isn't really the first time we've seen this in the NBA. In fact, to a degree, it's going on even in Phoenix right now, although that's more on a player-to-player rather than player-to-coach basis. So I don't know which one of you guys really want to start going on this one. I know Pat.
I'll start.
Oh,
yeah!
Wow.
Yeah,
Nick's going to jump
Let's
right
go.
All right.
I just have a few questions.
Ow.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
We have the
Just
answers. Probably not, but we might.
Just have a few questions.
Okay.
Do NBA teams not have 2-hour practices?
That's what I had said. I had asked
Well,
that high school teams practice
that
for
not
2
normal?
hours.
I think
I assume college teams practice for 2 hours.
What do they go
too.
to for a half hour, shoot a couple layups, and go home?
Yeah, just lay up line shots. All right, we're good for the
If
day. Go
2-hour
home.
practices is like a huge deal.
I think the main thing from it was Boylan was doing this after back-to-backs, and he was trying to do this multiple days in a row.
Okay, so kind of stepping up your question then. If it's a 2-hour practice, are they? I can't imagine they're going 100% the entire time, because figure part of that 2 hours is going to be stretching. Part of it's just going to be like relaxed, like laid back shoot around, free throws, stuff like that.
Now,
There's no way they're going full-fledged 5-on-5 for 2 hours, 3 days in a row after back-to-back. There's
now
no
if
way.
an hour of those 2 hours is suicides, and there's something, they're really getting the point across. But we're talking about the Chicago Bulls here. Chicago Bulls.
You're a professional basketball team.
Losing by 56, isn't that what you want to do in today's NBA? You want to lose games.
Was Zion, RJ
Was
Barrett,
Zion
Nasir
there?
Little.
I'm a Knicks fan. I hate when they win. I really do. I wish we could just give up our 8 wins that we have and give them to the Suns. Because I don't think the Suns are going to win 8 all year. But Bulls, coach gets fired. But you're doing the right thing here. You lose. Because this team's not going anywhere this year. It's the Chicago Bulls. I mean, Lauri Markkanen's a nice player, but Robin Lopez? We're talking about Robin Lopez, really?
Lose respectfully.
What's Pat's take?
Well, first of all, lose respectively. At least kind of make it look like you're trying. Don't go down by 56 every game. Robin Lopez has got to be the snitch in all this. You want to know why? He's organizing everything, and somehow the coaches know about all the organization. Why would it be Lauri Markkanen? Robin Lopez ain't got nothing to lose. He's got his money from his career.
Nope.
He's probably got a crappy shoe deal with Puma or something to get him a few extra bucks.
Reebok.
What has he got to lose if Robin Lopez, they're like, oh, he's the snitch, get him off our team. Oh, so you're going to get released from the Bulls and signed by the Warriors or Rockets or the Lakers for a veteran presence?
Yeah, not Rockets anymore.
Or the Celtics. Like, you're going to get signed by a team that needs a veteran presence. Robin Lopez is the snitch here. How else will the coaches know about the organization if he's the one organizing all this stuff? Lopez is the rat.
Does this have anything to do with Brooke Lopez leaving Brooklyn?
This has nothing to do with Brooke.
You just hate
First of all,
Lopez
Brooke Lopez
in general.
Brooke Lopez was traded. I wish him the best of luck throughout his entire career. He was pretty much the only bright spot on the Nets for a solid 4.5, 5 year span. And that includes he was the bright spot when he was out with injuries.
True.
I wish nothing but the best for Brooke. Robin's the snitch. The Bulls just need a tank.
I feel bad for Fred Hoiberg.
He wasn't ready. He went
Yeah,
he went from being like a 500 coach at Iowa
State.
Iowa State.
Go
Even
Cyclones.
I don't know if that's worse or not.
I think it's about the same.
But he went from a 500 college coach at a decent basketball school. He had like one good year, and even then they
one
lost.
good year
that
when he had that one guy.
Yeah, we can't remember who they were.
It was the center.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about too, but that's my point.
Nadir? Was it Nadir?
I don't know. He had one good year. The rest of them were average years. And then he gets rewarded by being a head coach in the NBA. He's got to go back to college. Just find some job.
He might not be an NBA coach.
He's not. No. Maybe an assistant in the NBA, but head coach, nah. He ain't cutting it.
Hey, he could definitely get back.
And Zach LaVine's trying to be the man. He can't be the man on that team. Are you kidding me?
Zach LaVine's not the man of anyone.
No, he tried calling off a pick for a pull-up 3 to win the game. You see what he did?
No, I haven't seen a Chicago Bull game all year, but what happened?
He hit like the bottom of the rim from 3.
Really?
Like, here's the rim. The ball hits like here. That's how bad of a shot. Like, come on, man. You're not a 3-point shooter. You can barely take people off the dribble. You're just a freak athlete.
You think you could have made that 3?
Uncontested, yes. If you're telling me to take a 3 over a 6'6" guy with his hand in my face, of course not. He's going to block it.
Well, I'm 6'4", You think you shoot over me?
Well, yeah, but that's because you're not the best defender. No offense.
Well, okay. True point. This Jim Bowling guy needs to get his team under control. He just has to.
I think all the young guys on the Bulls just need to suck it up and start being men.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know who Jim Bowling is. I don't know what his track history is. Paul, do you know anything about this guy?
Other than his name is Jim Bowling.
He's been on Hoiberg's staff really since the beginning. His name did sound
the beginning
familiar.
of like Iowa State or beginning of just his Bulls
I know the
time?
NBA. Jim Boylan I know from an NBA background. Can't remember his full deal though. He's been on Hoiberg's staff since Hoiberg got hired.
Like what, a year and a half ago?
What is it, 2 years? 2 years.
So he's been on the
something
staff
like
for 2 years.
So
And is the NPBA, is that the players?
yeah, National Basketball Players Association.
So
We're practicing for 2 hours.
Good-
Help us.
good question.
I think
If I was Chris Paul, I'd tell him to suck it up and move on.
I think NBA players are a bunch of babies.
Could you imagine like running an organization like the NBPA, and this dude comes into you and he goes, "We're practicing for 2 hours. We need you to stop this." You want to know what the freaking player president probably does? I would laugh in their face. That's probably what Chris Paul does. I think Chris Paul's a horrible person to be representing the NBA Players Association.
Oh, awful.
Like that's another topic for another day.
And Chris Paul is going to hear this someday.
I hope he does.
Yeah, he will.
But could you imagine if you go up to Chris Paul? Like, imagine going up to a vet like Chris Paul and saying, "We've been practicing for 2 hours a day." I try to be like, and?
I wish I worked for 2 hours a day.
It's like, we practice 3 hours a day, lift for 2 hours, go eat dinner, come back and do it again that night. Plus, that's on top of taking care of his kids and everything.
And I'm sure they don't practice on the days they play games.
Yeah. They probably still go in
Shoot
like
around.
early and do shoot around and stuff. But still, could you imagine someone's like, I 2 hour practice, I can't do it.
That's sad.
It's pathetic.
so
I bet you they're not the only team that's done it either. Complained about practice time.
I wouldn't be surprised.
No.
well, I have some Jim Boylan background for you.
Oh
boys.
yeah, where's he from?
Well, he
Give
was
us the whole rundown
he was
page.
born in East Grand Rapids, Michigan, on April 18th, 1965.
April guy.
Yeah.
Respect.
He played college at Maine. Anyway,
Now, does it give career stats? Like, did he actually play, or like was he just a walk-on?
I don't have those stats.
Was he-
I do, however, have his coaching stats for everyone. His only head coaching point up to this point was been with the Utah Utes from 2007 to 2011.
And who's that?
College.
They're a college team in the Pac-12.
The amazing Pac-12.
Like, okay,
he's probably
come
got
on.
a decent record then because it's the Pac-12.
How was I supposed to know they're the Utes?
I said the Utah Utes.
Yeah, I know. How was I supposed to know that?
He's got a point. Also, what is a Ute? Can we look up what a Ute
I
is?
believe it's a Native American tribe.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
When he
because,
said that, I
like,
thought he was talking about some Canadian team. Or something.
Anyway, he does have a good coaching background. He has coached underneath Tom Izzo, Don Nelson.
Okay, but keep in mind the coaches that coach under Nick Saban that then go on to play against them lose by
I understand
50s.
Rick Carlisle as well as Greg Popovich. So he's got some pedigree with him a little bit.
Well, what's his
obviously has never been a head coach at this level
But what's his record?
before.
That's all I'm concerned with. I
As
want
a
the
head
stats of his
coach,
record.
at Utah, he was 69-60.
Wow, look at that pedigree showing off.
Not bad. His best
Not bad. You're in the Pac-12.
his best year with the Utes was in 2008-09 season, 24-10, tied for first in the Pac-12 and made the NCAA tournament.
Okay, that's not
And
terrible.
probably lost in the first round.
Probably.
That's exactly spot on, Nick.
But that's not a terrible record, especially for a Pac-12 team.
No.
24-10 for.
Thank you, Pat.
a decent-
Thank you.
Okay, take it easy. It's still a Pac-12.
24-10's first place? Jeez.
This kid over here.
Overall.
Paul says the Pac-12 is one of the best schools. How many Pac-12 teams? The University at Buffalo is probably ranked higher than any Pac-12 team right
That's SUNY Buffalo.
now. Okay, State University of New York at Buffalo is ranked 14th in the country.
Okay.
Can we get the highest ranked Pac-12 team right now, please?
Well, this is going to be a second here, so one of you guys need to
Yeah, come to
filibuster
me.
for me here
Come
while
to me.
hold
Like,
on.
can we? This
There
dude
you go. There you go.
This search of the Pac-12 is sponsored by the Pac-12, home of the worst conference in college basketball.
Okay, I don't know. The worst Power 5 conference.
I don't even know if you can put in Power 5 anymore.
Okay, keep
Big
in mind.
East is better.
Okay, like, Albany goes to the tournament sometimes as, like, the one seed out of their conference tournament with, like, 15-15 record.
The highest ranking Pac-12 team is Arizona State, currently in 20th in the AP poll.
The University
SUNY.
at Buffalo.
SUNY.
State University of New York at Buffalo is
Thank
ranked
you.
14th. And your highest team out of the Pac-12 is ranked 20th. Now, Paul, I've got a question for you.
Yes.
I love how we went from the Bulls to this. What made you pick the
Tom, you're so,
Pac-12
Nick,
as one of the
what are you doing?
Switch the camera.
Oh, my
What
bad. I'm kind
made
of doing
you-
multiple things over here. Why don't you come over and
Just
give
trying
it
to
a
get
try?
Pat on screen.
What made you pick the Pac-12 as one of your top 3 conferences in college basketball?
Bill Walton.
Oh my God!
Yeah, he
Buffalo's
said.
better than the Pac-12.
He said Bill Walton.
Buffalo's better than the Pac-12.
Buffalo ain't bad.
They're better than the Pac-12. The Pac-12.
Yeah.
Let Buffalo go to Arizona
Did
State.
you hear
right
his
now.
top 3 though? That he said.
Who was it again?
ACC,
Okay.
Big East, Pac-12.
Oh yeah, no, you're horribly spot. You're wrong. That's so bad. I'll take Gonzaga's conference over the Big East.
Oh, you want the WCC?
Yeah, Gonzaga St. Mary's is better than just
I
Villanova.
think that's what he said.
Just Villanova.
Who'd Villanova lose to this year?
It just lost to Penn tonight.
Did they really?
Yep, and they got beat by Furman earlier. And I think they got beat by Cuca.
Wow, look at that Big East. Oh, Villanova.
Yeah, they did lose to
reload.
Penn tonight, though. I did see that.
Villanova
It was at
scares
Penn,
me.
though.
I don't care. Villanova
'Cause they're both
scares me
Philly
so
teams.
much. Oh my God. Villanova's garbage. Next topic.
How the hell did we get to college basketball from this?
Yeah, what were we talking about?
We're talking about Jim Boulin, and we wanted to
Boylan.
same difference.
We just love college
We
basketball.
wanted to know where he came from. You said Utah. We brought up the Pac-12, and now here we are talking about how bad the Big East is. The new Big East, obviously.
Yes.
The Big East from the 80s that none of us were alive to see was pretty darn good.
But this is good. This is how podcasts are supposed to go. We're supposed to move on from different topics without a transition.
He's right,
Something
you
like
know.
that. But Bill Walton, the reason that he thinks Pac-12 top 3, pretty insane.
Now, you see, he could have said, like, Bill Walton's the reason that Pac-12 announcers are top 3, but not the conference itself.
Mm-hmm.
While Paul Stubbs like, can we go to the next topic? I want to make him even more upset. Let's go. Who was hurt this week for the Redskins?
Pat, I don't think you're getting that invite back.
Well, Pat, I was going to go, stick with some NBA here, but I guess we'll just skip
Oh,
over
no,
the
wait,
top.
wait. Yeah, more me. More me.
said,
Steph Curry.
you
Steph
said
Curry
you want to
thinks-
go to the NFL.
No. Steph Curry thinks the moon landing was fake.
All right,
We forgot about that.
We'll let you have the floor for a couple minutes about that. Go
You
ahead.
know how ridiculous it is to think the moon landing's fake? There's so many people think it's fake. You want to know there's just one shred of evidence to prove it's true. Every other country at that time that had some sort of space, astronomical, that kind of thing. You know what I'm trying to say?
What? You talk
Wow,
about the
thanks.
moon?
Okay, anyways. They were receiving, the satellite messages and everything coming from the fact we were on the moon, and they knew we were there. Why would they help us lie about it when they're trying to get there before us? Why would they sit there and be like, oh, they got there. They beat us. Why wouldn't they be like, no, they're not there yet. Let's go. We can still get up there. What was in it for them for lying? Everyone that thinks the moon landing was fake?
So I got a question for you.
Okay.
What's worse? Curry's moon thing or Kyrie Irving?
Kyrie Irving thinking the world is flat is so much worse for the sole purpose being there's just, oh my God. It bothers me that Kyrie thinks the earth is flat and he's kind of serious about it. Because, I don't even.
Doesn't
I
he
don't
know
even
what
how to
flat
say this
is?
stuff.
Flat's like a rug. It eventually ends. It's like, where do you fall off?
Yeah, and there's people that have circled the globe. So when you circle it, that means it's not flat. I don't know. It's just, it boggles my mind that, well, first of all, we know Kyrie never went to class at Duke. He was there for a year. He played 9 games, and he never went to class. So I'm not surprised he doesn't know that the earth isn't flat. It doesn't surprise
But
me.
even if he didn't go to class at Duke, you think he would have learned that in third grade?
Do you think he went to school at all during his life? He probably did.
I think it's a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy that he didn't go to school. Oh, we got another conspiracy theory. Kyrie's never been to school.
He's never gone to school.
But yeah, so there's that. Steph Curry thinks that the moon landing was fake. He had a couple other people from ESPN back him up on it.
Who? John Goodman?
There was a former writer that also...
I so hope Wilbon's one of these people.
No, Wilbon doesn't back him up. Wilbon went off. Like, he was like, how can you be this educated and like think the moon landing's faked?
Because Big Mike Wilbon.
Go to Paul real quick. Hold on.
It was some dude that literally just won an award. It's gonna be honored at halftime of something this year. I don't know, for his contributions to sports writing.
Tony Kornheiser.
But what's your take on Mike Wilbon?
Oh, Big Mike Wilbon. Him with his Northwestern education. Please get out of here. Mike Wilbon. Hypocrite. Well, it's more for the NFL portion of it. But he's always up complaining about how fans complain about the refs when he's complaining about the refs. Big Mike Wilbon.
Well, that kind of goes with our first point.
What has he done?
I think he's just a little upset over his bowls.
What bowls? Oh, bowls. Oh, right, yeah. Well, being a Chicago fan will do that to you.
He's got his Bears.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the Bears, what a fine transition that was, because the NFL has escaped the clutches of Week 14.
We were talking about the Bears.
Miami Miracle.
Yeah, Pat's excited.
We got a Dolphins fan.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's pause. Hold on. Everyone calm down.
I will not be calm about this.
No, I want you to calm down for a second. Okay? We, as Nick alluded, we do have a Miami Dolphin fan here in the room.
I just have one question before Pat goes off.
Okay. All right.
Do you have something to say? Do you have something to say?
No,
you have something to say?
You do it, and then I'll come back to me before we talk.
Okay. Did you see the play? Did you watch it?
Did I see it live? No.
Aww.
Because the CBS coverage flipped it to Baltimore, Kansas City. So I had to go on Twitter, search, the Dolphins miracle play, popped right up. I was loving it. I was just sitting there ecstatic. If you told me going into the game, Brady, who was 7-9 in Miami, was going to lose that way, I would have said you're wrong. I would have said they're going to do what they usually do. They're going to play some good defense, pick them off a couple of times, and win. Brady's 7-9 in Miami, and every single year he goes to Miami, he's more than a touchdown favorite. It's like the only place he has a losing record at. And they give him more than a touchdown favorite. I think it was like 7.5 or 8. Going into Miami, 7-9 over, 7-10 now.
But save some. We got to go back to Paul before we get back to you. Save your energy.
Pause. Everyone back away. Back away for a second.
Brady, we know Brady. We know he sucks in Miami. Just calm down.
I'm good.
As I said, we have a Miami Dolphin fan in the room. Pat.
I think that's clear now.
Pat.
Yes, I think it is.
What do you have to say to the national media? What do you have to say to Gronk right now? What do you have to say to the smart man, Bill Belichick?
First of all, be better. And second of all, I think Belichick's trying to lose. I think you're 70 yards, technically it was 69 yards away from the end zone. They are 69 yards from the end zone, and he's putting Gronk in, thinking Tannehill's launching this thing, who has to be about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage to get a clean pass off, and then throw it past the goal line. So realistically, Tannehill's got to throw this about 76, 77 yards.
True.
Just to have a chance.
True.
And Belichick's going, yeah, he's got it. Gronk, go. Gronk, go play defense.
You can't trust... Look, first off, you can't trust Gronk anything around the number 69. That's a proven fact.
Okay, that's another conspiracy for another day. But can you imagine? You line up to this play where the offense is like, it's always worked in practice. Granted, the defense lets them score, but they're like, this has always worked. And when you line up, you see Gronk is all the way back.
Gronk.
You see Gronk. You don't see, Stephen Gilmore. Is he still there? He's still a Patriot. You don't see Gilmore lined up. You don't see McCourty lined up. I don't think McCourty's still there anymore either. But you don't see any of their safeties or corners lined up deep. You see Gronk lined up deep. They asked Kenyon Drake when he knew he was going to score, and he goes, literally when I saw Gronk. They go from 30 yards out, you knew you were going to score? He goes, yes, because I saw Gronk. I think Belichick's trying to lose at this point. I
think the Dolphins have something against Gronk, but why did the whole team mention Gronk? What about the other 10 guys that couldn't tackle Drake?
Well, because
Gronk was the one out there just like flopping over
Yeah, I
himself.
get the reason,
Gronk
but
was
I think
last
there's
man
something
back.
against. They have something against Gronk.
so well, yeah.
Have you
people-
not seen the what Gronk does? Like,
Gronk? Okay, I'm gonna throw this out there. Maybe little known fact, maybe big known fact. Big known fact. Gronk literally destroyed a bar in Buffalo, and just because he's Gronk, everyone thought it was the funniest thing in the world.
He also tried to kill a Buffalo Bills defender last year.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about like off-field stuff that like if any other person in the world did it, other than maybe like LeBron, like if Kevin Durant showed up at a bar in Washington D.C., that's where he's from. It's his hometown. If he showed up to a bar in D.C. and destroyed the bar, people would have him arrested. But because it's Gronk and he's known as a partier and a fun guy,
Kevin
like,
Durant can't
everyone
drink.
just shrugged their shoulders like, okay, it's Gronk. Could you imagine however big Gronk is? Was he like 6'7", 250-pound dude?
He's pretty much a bear on a
shattering things
unicycle.
behind your bar. You're not scared. He's shattering glass like 30 feet from you. I mean, he's a great football player, but as a dude, man, yeah, he's fun, whatever, okay.
He's a bear on a unicycle.
He is someone I would like to go out with, though.
Yeah, great time. Just hope the cops don't get called, because you're probably going to
Now, Kevin Durant. I know Kevin Durant's a way better basketball player than I am.
Yeah.
I know I can outdrink Kevin Durant, though.
Yeah, we've seen him take a sip of beer and make a face like it was sour.
But anyway, I get why they're picking on Gronk. There's something else.
Like I said, Belichick's trying to
don't like
lose.
him.
They tried forcing Belichick and Brady out this year, so Belichick got Garoppolo traded. Well, he traded Garoppolo. It's like he got him traded. He was the one that traded him. And now he's just going to do this? He wants to lose. He wants them to get to a point where they're like, all right, Brady's got to go. And they just finally sit Brady because Belichick's like, if the only way to win a Super Bowl now is to get rid of Brady. Brady ain't what he used to be. The cliff's coming. To quote Max Kellerman, the cliff is coming.
I think it's time to bear down on Brady. Speaking of Bears,
Another smooth transition.
another Bears transition. The Bears beat the Rams this. I feel weird introducing the topic.
Defense is so
The
good.
Bears beat the Rams this weekend. Paul, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, Paul.
My thoughts is thank God that Bears defense is a thing. Look, we know it's we know the Rams in this high potent like offense that they have, right? Is pretty much it seemed unstoppable, right?
Yeah, well now we know how to stop it. Don't force Goff. Just let McVay have Goff throw it 45 times.
Or force them to play in cold weather. I feel like that had a lot to do with it. Matt, who was on the show last week, had a good point to us, very good point, that Goff is, you can tell by the stats, I don't have time to pull them up, but he's significantly worse outside of, 40-something degrees or whatever. I don't know.
He's never played in the
Either
cold. He's
way,
from California, played at Cal.
irregardless, that Bears defense is showing that defense can still win games in the NFL. Be very interesting to see how well they do down the stretch.
Speaking of Matt, and speaking of defenses, the Bears' defense was nice, but it wasn't the best defense I saw this week.
The Giants.
The best defense I saw this week was the Seattle Seahawks yesterday.
Pat Giants D, that's an odd way of saying Jake Gruden play calling.
Dude, the Seahawks defense at home is about the equivalent of trying to play the Monstars.
That Bobby Wagner's a real deal.
That Seahawks defense, period. But that Seahawks defense at home,
You think Seattle's a legit threat?
with that defense and Russell Wilson,
The only thing
yes.
is they probably won't be at home. They're definitely not at home.
No, but still. Okay, I just want to bring something up real quick back to the whole, Bears-Rams thing. Jared Goff passed the ball 44 times. Todd Gurley ran it 11. You got Todd Gurley on your team, and you're running the ball 11 times. Jordan Howard had 19 carries. Jordan Howard ran it 8 times more than Todd Gurley. The Rams not only did the Bears deserve the win, but the Rams deserved to lose.
Yeah.
But, dude, that Seattle team, you can never count them out. That defense is scary. That Russell Wilson's just such a reliable quarterback.
Good runner.
Dude. Who they got? Who are they looking out for the first round? They're going to be the 5 seed, right?
Probably the Cowboys.
They'll be the 5 seed, right?
Yeah. That's
Jesus.
pretty much guaranteed.
Jesus, Dallas is in for some trouble. Actually, that's going to be a pretty fun defensive game to watch, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
It's kind of, give me like 10-6 slug.
That's definitely the 4 o'clock game
Mm-hmm.
on the Sunday
Oh, it would
with
be.
Joe Buck and Troy Aikman.
It would be.
Without a doubt.
But that's going to be such a good game for Seattle to draw in the first round. They're going to get Dallas. It'll be a little bit of a struggle just because Dallas has pretty good defense too. Seattle comes out on top. Then they got to move on to who would be after that? The Rams probably? They're going to be the 5 seed. You're going to expect probably.
Rams or Saints.
Yeah. Well, at this point, the Saints are the 1 seed. So if they got to go to New Orleans, that'd be fun to watch. Breeze versus that defense.
I mean, the 6th seed's probably going to be a pretty trash team when we're talking about the Giants still on the hunt.
Yeah, and you can get the 2 Rams against whoever the 3 seed is going to be. The Bears. Rams-Bears rematch, which time's got to be in L.A.
Yeah.
That stinks.
It'll be good. I think it'll be very exciting.
That'll be good.
But we're talking about NFL Week 14 here.
What else happened in Week 14?
Actually,
Pat
it's a
Mahomes is still.
It's a
Pat
really
Mahomes.
good week. Might be the best week of the season.
That was pretty
Pat
good.
Mahomes shined. The
40
Chris
yards
Boswell
across his body.
slipped.
What are you doing?
The Jaguars didn't want to play this week. The Jets beat the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
And Green Bay won a game.
They played Atlanta.
The Redskins, I think, have forfeited the rest of the season. And
I mean, that's pretty obvious though when
of course,
Josh
Miami
Johnson
Miracle
is your
stole the
quarterback.
show.
Yeah, right. With Week 14, you never know the Miami Miracle happened. No one talks
George
about it.
Kittle had a really good game.
Yeah, it was all in the first half,
Mm-hmm.
too.
Yep, 4 yards away from tying the tight end record for yards. Tom Brady beat Peyton's record or something like that.
Brett Favre.
Brett Favre.
Was it Favre or Payton? No, maybe it was Payton. I don't know. Probably was
I hear
Payton.
Brett Favre's coming back in the league now.
Probably.
Look, hopefully it's with the Redskins. I don't know what. That was the worst football, game. Can't say really.
Who
game.
got injured for them this week? That's all I want to know.
Who got injured for him?
Did AP go down yet?
Smosh
P. Ryan?
No, P. Ryan's
Rob Kelly.
Stop.
Chris Thompson? Jamison Crowder? Jay Crowder?
Mark Sanchez?
You guys gonna let me talk or
Josh Johnson?
Go ahead.
just it was the worst.
Paul Richardson Jr.? I'm sorry. I had to. Come on, talk about your Redskins. Come
No,
on.
you guys seem
Here
to
we
have,
go, Paul.
you guys seem to have control over this. I'll let you guys have the floor.
We want to hear about the Skins.
We want to hear about the Skins.
No, you guys seem to know more about it than I do.
Come
Go
on,
ahead.
Paul. It's not fight on the air.
Nothing.
What else we got for Week 14?
The Redskins. Look. All right, fine. Week 14, you had the Colts beat the Texans. The Browns beat the Panthers.
Cleveland, real deal.
Yeah. Let's look at.
Cleveland has 5 wins, by the way.
Let's look
5,
at.
6, and 1?
5,
7 and 1? Oh.
Let's look ahead to the picks. Thursday night football this week.
6 and
Chargers
6
at the Chiefs. I'm gonna go with the upset in this one. Give me the Chargers.
That's not much of an upset, though.
Chargers at the Chiefs?
Yeah.
I got Pat Mahomes.
Tyreek Hill might not play. He's still questionable. Oh, God, this is tough because Melvin Gordon's out, too. If they're both missing their number one weapon for the quarterback, I might lean with the Chargers. Because I think not having Tyreek Hill is bigger than the Chargers not having Melvin Gordon. So they just came back from 16 against Pittsburgh 2 weeks ago. Well, last week. This week, they won. Still no Melvin. Tyreek's the huge deep threat. You take him out. I don't know. I guess we'll see. No, just give me
Oh
the
my
Chargers.
God! Just pick it.
Chargers. Sorry, I'm giving you some.
I was sleeping.
Next game.
Sorry, Paul.
Texans are at the Jets. I'm gonna go with Houston.
Who'd you go with, Chargers?
I went Chargers.
Who you went?
Texans at the Jets.
You went Jets?
No, he went Texans.
I'm going Texas too.
The Texans finally played a good team this week and lost. It's proven that they can only beat bad teams, so they're going to win again.
That was a Saturday game. Also a Saturday game. Browns at the Broncos. I'm gonna go Cleveland in this one.
B&B. I'm gonna go Denver.
Yeah, Denver. It's in Denver. That altitude, man.
Mm-hmm.
That altitude.
Sunday, Cardinals at the Falcons.
That altitude.
Jesus. Does this have to be a game?
Cardinals at the Falcons?
Yeah.
Flip a coin. Give me the Cardinals. Let's go. They're gonna get off this 9.
These are two teams. Very interesting teams.
What's
Two
interesting?
very boring teams.
So what makes them interesting if they're boring? I'm
They're
confused.
very interesting, boring. I got the Cardinals.
Yeah, so do I.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
go
know
with
why.
I'll be the only one. Then I'll go with the Falcons. I'll lone wolf it.
I feel like
Again.
the Falcons have won forever.
The Raiders go to Cincinnati to play the Bungles.
Jesus, this
There's another great one.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders.
I think John Gruden's going to win 2 in a row.
Yeah, let's go with them again. Let's go.
Dolphins at Minnesota.
I need those fins. Need those fins.
I said it yesterday. I said it this morning. I'm gonna say it again. Miami's riding high and Minnesota's riding low. Give me the Dolphins again.
Give me the Vikings.
Minnesota.
What's
The-
it do in Minnesota?
Buccaneers.
Exactly.
The Buccaneers travel north to face Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. And I'll go with the Ravens in this one.
Is it really Lamar Jackson and the Ravens now?
Is Lamar Jackson playing?
Or is it RG3 and the Ravens?
Either way, I'm taking the Ravens.
Who they playing?
The Bucks.
Buccaneers.
Yeah, I need the Ravens in this one.
I mean, I guess by default I'll go Baltimore. I guess.
Some Maryland.
I don't like that game.
Cowboys at the Colts.
You know what? The Cowboys are due for a loss and a big one, and why not in Indy against Andrew Luck? The Cowboys are the same as the Texans. They win a couple games. Oh my God, they're so good. Okay, yeah, and give me the Colts.
I think the Cowboys are going to win this game, but I don't think Amari Cooper is going to be the reason.
Cowboys, they're out there and they don't.
Okay, you don't got to be Andrew
They don't
Luck.
have Jack Doyle. I'm gonna go with the Colts.
They haven't had Jack Doyle all year, and they've been doing just fine.
The Lions go to Buffalo to face the Bills,
Oh my God.
and no one circles the wagons quite like the Buffalo Bills.
Wow!
There it is.
Don't you know my Lions, my Super Bowl pick Lions are still alive.
Are they really still alive?
Yes. They need to win this game in Buffalo. They need the Bucks to lose. They need the Vikings to lose.
Let's
They
go
need the
Miami.
Packers to lose. They need the Eagles to lose. They need the Redskins
So
to
there's
lose.
a chance. That's all we know.
And then they're tied with the Bucks and my other team, the Giants. I think the Lions are still alive. I'm almost certain the
All right,
Falcons
Pat,
are
who's your
still
pick?
alive.
This might be in competition for the worst game of the year.
Really?
In a 6-3 win, give me Detroit.
Yeah. Is that Buffalo?
It's in Buffalo, so
Yeah.
give me 6-3 Detroit.
All right, the Packers go to Chicago to face the Bears.
Oh, gee, Chicago by 100.
Chicago's got to win.
Chi-Town as well. The Titans face off against the G-Men. And I'm going to go with the Titans in this one.
Gotta go Giants. They need it.
You know what? I like the Giants too. What is it about the Titans that everyone falls into a trap for?
Mm-hmm.
Marcus Mariota might be bottom 3 starting quarterbacks in the league. He's down there, man.
Did you not know Mark Sanchez starts?
Okay, bottom 3 healthy quarterbacks in the league.
Okay.
He isn't
Sanchez
good.
doesn't start anymore.
Do you think Derrick Henry?
I think you want to talk about the Redskins here. Come on, finish that comment.
Do you think Derrick Henry's going to go for 250 yards and 4 touchdowns again? No.
Oh,
Giants.
he's gonna go for 505.
Giants, let's go. G-men stand up.
The Redskins go to Jacksonville to play the Jaguars.
Give me the Redskins. Jacksonville's terrible.
Jacksonville's got to win.
They gotta win, but I don't know.
I hope Delta Airlines wins.
Oh, wow. He's hoping the Redskins get in a plane crash.
Jackson.
Wow, this episode is rated PG-13.
we're gonna
Says you, who we have to explicit everything.
Hey, save that for after the show.
Next game.
I'm on Jacksonville. Seahawks.
I'm lone wolfing the Redskins.
Seahawks at 49ers. I'm going to go with Seattle.
I said that. Oh,
Oh, me? Sorry. I didn't know it was going to me next.
That's what I was gonna
Give me Seattle pretty handily.
I told you guys a couple weeks ago, watch out for this game. I put the Seahawks on upset
Upset alert.
Alert. Upset alert weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I'm picking the 49ers in this game.
Oh.
Ow.
He's liking
Jimmy Garoppolo's coming from the dead and
not
playing
dead, though.
in this game.
Here's just a torn ACL.
Well, he killed KP. Stay woke.
KP's alive too.
And my ears are gone.
Nah, that's fine. You don't need him anyways.
Who are you picking?
He already picked Seattle.
Oh.
He picked Seattle. We're on the Seattle train.
Okay.
Patriots at the Steelers. Give me the Pats.
Is Gronk playing safety in this game?
Yep, the entire game.
I'm going. Whatever team Le'Veon Bell's on. So the
Free
Steelers.
agents?
Going with the Steelers.
I'm going with the Steelers too. Brown and Juju are going to combine for 350 yards and 4 touchdowns.
What's Brown gonna have a 349?
Yep, and 4 touchdowns.
Sunday night football. Eagles at the Rams.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Gotta go Rams.
Do I really need to watch the Rams beat down on Philly? Do I really have to?
I'm going with the Rams.
Oh my God. This could be so bad.
Hey, we're on live TV.
All right.
This
Well,
would be so bad to watch.
Going
Monday,
Rams?
Yes, like the Rams by a
Monday
lot.
night football. Saints at Panthers.
Gotta go Saints.
I like the Saints, but Cam needs a win. And it's in Carolina. Primetime game. Cam Newton, game-winning drive, 4th quarter, Carolina with a win.
I'm gonna go with New Orleans.
So dramatic.
So
I've
You
got a
like
flair
Cam.
for the dramatic.
You like Cam.
that
I love Cam.
we'll
I like Cam's Pizzeria.
Cam's pizza's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
we'll transition to the first weekend of bowl games coming
No
up
one
here.
cares.
Oh.
No one cares.
College football.
This is the weekend of 6 and 16. They are being rewarded for
I hate
being
Bowl
average.
Mania. Until New Year's Eve or whatever. Bowl
The New
Mania.
Year's 6. Nothing else. I don't care about anything else.
Bowl
Miami's
Mania. The fact that Paul Feinbaum ESPN said Bowl Mania is better than March Madness.
Oh no!
Is insane.
No.
Insane. Paul probably agrees with that.
I know he said that. Can we talk about the fact that 6 and 6 teams get rewarded for being good?
Did you know
Not
5
for
and
being good, for being
7
average.
teams? 5 and 7 teams were allowed in last year.
If
I don't know
you
if
have
they
a
were this year,
losing
but-
record and you play for a bowl game, that bowl game should never ever happen again. Why are you being rewarded for being average? Name one time a team has
Like-
ever been like, "Yo, you are average. You get to play for a bunch of money."
Who cares about the Wendy's Frosty Bowl?
Oh yeah, let's go watch the New Orleans Hot Tamale Ketchup Bowl. Yeah, who's playing? Louisiana Tech and Louisiana A&M.
It's the Dewey's Third Ward Tavern Bowl. I love Dewey's, but it's so stupid to
No,
watch
these-
Ohio State or not Ohio State,
Ohio.
Tech, some random team, Ohio Tech versus
Tennessee Tech.
Tennessee.
No, I agree with you. These bowl games are terrible.
It's just stupid. It really is. When you're watching us, you come to tell us our honest opinions, and it's just stupid.
It is.
Navy Army is more exciting than these earlier bowl games.
So, what are these predictions, takes, and other important information we're discussing?
Yeah, what is that?
What's the important information about a 6 and 6 bowl team? What's important information about a
Not
6
even
and 6
listening to it.
bowl team?
I
What's
don't
that
know.
on?
You guys seem to be at the wheel tonight, so
Okay, you're taking a night off then.
no.
So
I
give
didn't-
us the
I
games. Let's
didn't
get some
plan to.
predictions.
Paul Russo
Cook.
never takes a night off.
What are the game? What are the bowl games?
Well, first is the Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl, which features 2 of the FCS teams from the historically black college ranks. This year, it's North Carolina A&T versus Alcorn State.
So the FBF teams were so bad they dipped into the FCS for bowl games?
It's a game that is only for FCS.
Oh!
What's that mean?
I don't know. That means it's terrible.
Is that the other one?
Give me Weber State.
It's not even.
No, he said North Carolina A&T or Alcorn State.
Oh! Give me Alcorn State.
You know, I've been watching North Carolina A&T all season long.
Oh, yeah?
They got a good running game.
What are their records?
You guys were the ones saying it doesn't matter, so what does it care?
What does it care? I just want to know their records.
Well, who cares? They're
What
in
are
a
their
bowl game.
records?
I got Elkhorn State.
What are their records?
You guys just said you don't care. I don't know what the records are. I'm just on a generic site from ESPN.
Oh. I don't know. All I know is I don't want to watch it.
I got Elkhorn State.
Nice.
I'm going A&T.
Wow.
He's got to have the records over there. He's just not telling us.
You can come over and look.
A&T's like 10-2. Elkhorn State's like 4-9.
Yeah, he's messing with us.
No, I don't know what to tell you. The only info that here, I'll even pull it up for.
Hold on, no, I got it.
For the people, I'll pull it up for the people at home. Even here's the.
Oh, who's she?
That's Jennifer Gardner, Nick.
I can't read from here.
That, as you can tell, there's no
Elkhorn
records.
State is 9-3.
There really is no record.
Elkhorn State's 9-3.
So that's a bowl game?
Yeah.
It's not like a championship. There's like, you guys weren't good enough for our playoffs. North Carolina A&T's 9-2. We got a 9-2 and a 9-3 team.
I gave you the background on the bowl. Did either of you guys listen?
No, because it's an FCS bowl.
It's an FCS.
It was some
It's a
historic
game for
thing.
FCS teams of historically black college background. This is the game where they induct in athletes to the HBC Sports Hall of Fame.
Okay, so it's got some cool historic background. Next.
Oh, yeah. I'm still going with Elkhorn State.
Next
Can we
game.
please move on to a new game?
Next game.
Sure, the New Mexico Bowl, Utah State at North Texas.
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to go with North Texas.
What are the records?
You just had it up on your thing.
No, I Googled their records.
Utah State and North Texas. I'm going to go with North Texas.
When's the last time Utah State was relevant?
I don't know. They were ranked this year.
Pat, he doesn't know these teams. He's just reading them off.
Oh.
He doesn't know anything about these teams.
Okay. Why is the G League a thing on the ESPN app? Why isn't NCAA football still there?
Well, anyway.
Where is NCAA football? It's not
Pat,
a thing
just pick
anymore.
one. North Texas. Or
Who'd you pick?
North Texas.
North Texas. Here we go. I got this. Utah State's 10-2. North Texas is 9-3. Next.
The Auto Nation Cure Bowl. Tulane versus Louisiana.
These are the bowl games I make fun of. 6-6 against 7-6.
Okay.
You're rewarding average teams.
Let's go. I'm gonna go with Tulane.
I like Tulane too.
Tulane
I
6-6
don't
in
know
favorite.
why.
Give me who is it? Louisiana Raging. Give me the Raging Cajuns. Raging Cajuns.
Fresno State versus Arizona State in the Las Vegas Bowl.
I know something about these teams. Herm Edwards is the coach of Arizona State. I got Herm Edwards.
Fresno State is ranked 11-2 playing in the first weekend of bowl games. That's pathetic. Give me Arizona State.
I'm gonna go with Fresno State. The Raycom Media Camellia Bowl.
What?
Georgia
Is that
Southern
a bowl
versus
about a lizard?
Georgia Southern versus Eastern Michigan. And we'll go with the Maction Eastern Michigan.
Isn't that the team Syracuse played early on?
That was Western Michigan, and they scored 40 against them.
Well, I gotta go with Michigan.
9-3, 7-5. Georgia Southern 9-3 for the win.
And finally, the New Orleans Bowl.
R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. Don't forget the sponsor. They get money for this.
Yeah.
That's why it's a thing.
We don't from them though, so why should I care?
I don't know. You must care for talking about it.
Nick agrees with me on that one.
You must care for talking about it.
Middle Tennessee versus App State. I'm gonna go with App State.
Yeah, I think Appalachian State's gonna win by blocking a field goal.
I think Middle Tennessee wins by blocking a field goal.
Ooh, little like flip-a-roo.
All right, and since next week we won't be on Tuesday, we'll let you know when we will be on next week. On Tuesday, UAB versus Northern Illinois in the Cheribundi Boca Raton Bowl. I'm going to go with UAB.
Northern Illinois. They're
Like
usually not bad at football.
Cheribundi sounds like a delicious midnight treat.
Mm.
But UAB is on the rise. They're going to be ranked next year in the preseason, but Northern Illinois wins this
Are
one.
they?
You're relatively close. I'm pretty sure Cherubundy is some sort of like alcoholic beverage, but
Well, that doesn't
or like some
sound
sort of
right.
mixer, but yeah. So that is the
Yeah.
bowl games coming
Yes,
up. For
guys,
the first
stay tuned
weekend.
and watch these games.
I know I will be. You guys don't care about college football, but I do.
Well, no. We care about
Cherubundy is a
college
kind of
football.
cherry
So
tart
here
juice.
we go for the MLB
Correct him,
hot
Pat.
stove, the heating
care
up.
We care about good college football, not 6 and 6
And,
playing. No one cares.
Yeah,
Some stuff going
Pumpernickel and
on.
Clemson.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't care about who's playing the Pumpernickel Bowl.
There we
We
go.
good?
Yeah, we're good. MLB hot stove. McCutcheon signed with the Phillies.
All right. Pat's apparently leading us off. Go ahead, Pat.
Yeah, Andrew McCutcheon. Someone at this table has a McCutcheon jersey. Big McCutcheon fan. Former MVP. 3 years, $50 million to the Phillies.
It's hard to talk about Andrew McCutcheon
Yeah.
while we just traded Ivan Nova to the White Sox.
I think it's more important that your literal former best player is now playing for the in-state rival.
Funny about the two. though.
Fun.
They're
Hold
both-
on, pause. I got a fun fact. Shout out to Jim Senecropi. Cherubundy is made in Geneva.
It is?
Yeah, so some local pride going on in a bowl that you guys apparently don't care about.
Is it made in Seneca Falls?
Well,
It's made in
Don't care.
it's-
Move on,
It's
hot
finger
stove.
cakes. Come on, man. You gotta show some
That is
respect.
true.
and
This
some
is a
love.
Finger Lakes channel.
Okay. Thanks, Geneva. You got a Wegmans.
I swung and missed on what it was. There's
Yeah,
some.
it's a cherry tart juice. I
Yeah.
said it. You just completely ignored me. I Googled it like 30 seconds ago.
All right, so
Before you said fun fact. You just chose to
go. We'll
ignore
back to Nick with McCutcheon.
Oh, what was I talking about?
it. I'm not Nova being traded.
The both former Yankees. That
Yeah,
was
but-
really it. But
Yeah, but it's not like McCutcheon was a former Yankee for like 2 or 3
No,
years. He was a
no.
former Yankee for 2 or 3 weeks.
McCutcheon, definitely big news. I still think there's going to be bigger news.
There will be. And I think... Are
I-
we thinking who it's going to revolve around?
Are we both thinking Roger Clemens is coming back in the league?
Oh, I was thinking Babe Ruth is coming back.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, the real big news.
JT Realmuto.
Who dropped? Yes, that is big news, actually.
Oh.
JT
I
Realmuto.
thought that's where we were going.
No, I was actually going to lead. Who do you think is going to get signed first? Machado or Harper?
Who do I think is going to sign first?
But then you can lead into that Realmuto.
I'm going to say Machado signs first. I'm going to say he stays with the Dodgers, and that's the reason why he will sign first. Harper's going to keep all his options out there. Speaking of Harper, whoever this Brian Cashman dude is needs to be fired on the spot. To say Bryce Harper doesn't fit into your team. To say Bryce Harper, a left-handed hitter, doesn't fit at Yankee Stadium where it's 308 to right field.
I hear they're moving it to 208.
Even all the more reason to bring in Bryce Harper.
I heard
To
I heard the Pirates are moving down to Double-A.
Anyways,
Oh, I still want to hear about those Redskins, but back to back.
Oh, my bad.
could you imagine looking one of the best young players in baseball in the eye and saying you don't fit with our team when you have a DH, when you have an open outfield spot, and when you have first base open? But no, he doesn't fit in. He doesn't fit in.
Yeah, you can't say that.
I hope Cashman gets fired. Get rid of him. Please, for the love of God, get rid of him.
Well,
But what's this news about Realmuto?
Real Muto, so there's been in the works 3-team deal between the Marlins.
And if you don't know Realmuto, he's the catcher for the Marlins. Pretty good catcher.
He is. Marlins, Mets, Yankees. 3-way deal in the works. Don't know how. Last time I heard it, it stalled. Might still be going on. I don't know. Realmuto would go to the Mets. The Mets would send the Yankees Syndergaard. Sending them across the subway. Giving us one of the best pitches in the game. And we would be giving up, if I had to guess, either Andujar or Gleber. He'd be going to the Marlins. Mets would probably give up some assets to the Marlins as well.
And that'd be huge for the Yankees. Syndergaard, Paxton.
Yeah. Now, my only thing is, if you got to give up Andujar or Gleber, give up Andujar. They're both good. They're both really young. I just like Gleber more. I think he can do more than Andujar.
Yankees need to fill that rotation.
They
That was
do.
a 1 week spot.
They do. I'm not, since the day they signed Tanaka, I was not a big fan of him. I like CC as a veteran presence. You need a very good veteran presence in your starting rotation.
No Lance Lynn. Get rid of him.
I kind of, yeah.
No Sonny Gray.
Get rid of him. I never wanted Sonny Gray. He's terrible.
He's pretty bad.
He's terrible. Oh, my Lord.
Paul, what do you think?
Well, the way it sounds, I don't think the Yankees will be in on this deal anymore. Unfortunately, it would have involved us probably sending Andujar to the Marlins.
Pull the trigger on that.
Syndergaard. But apparently, the stalling just throughout the day has not helped the matters from the Yankee side of things anyway.
Is there a rush though?
The rush is the fact that Real Muto, the Mets are in on him, the Phillies are in on him, the Padres were in on him. I don't know if they're full-fledged anymore. Then there's supposedly a fourth mystery team, whatever that really means.
Well, every time there's a mystery team, it happens to be the Dodgers or Angels. Every time.
So, if you're a Yankee fan, the fact that it didn't get done today would be a little bit upsetting because I feel like we're probably out of it at this point, especially the momentum the deal had going into last night, and the fact that it's stalled out probably is definitely not a good sign. Some other news here, Pat brought up the Dodgers here, and brings up a good point because they're trying to make some moves. He brought up the fact, obviously, that's where you think Machado might end up. In order to do that, they have to free some space up. Apparently, that person in the fold is probably going to end up being Yasiel Puig, who will be dealt at some point.
Send him to the Bronx.
The Reds appear to be a front runner in this.
For Puig?
For Puig.
No, get him on a good team.
The player link going back to Los Angeles is Homer Bailey, who he himself has a lot of money tied up. However, the thought in that would be he'd probably be waived. So that would be an interesting move. Obviously, though, it could also mean the fact that they may be gunning for Bryce Harper, given the fact that Puig is obviously an outfielder.
I like Puig. I don't want to see him go to a bad team.
So that would be pretty interesting.
The Reds are all right.
The Reds win 40 games.
I want to get your guys' questions because I don't know if you guys saw this earlier today or not.
The Villanova lost?
No. The Red Sox obviously are in a bit of a money pinch this year. The big thing for them is shoring up their bullpen. In order to do that, they need to, obviously, in some degree, probably try and free up some payroll. And apparently they have made available Rick Porcello, the former Cy Young, Xander Bogaerts. And the surprising one in this to me is the third player, Jackie Bradley Jr. They've made available. So that's interesting. I want to see what you guys think on that quick.
I mean, they won it. Might as well mix it up. I don't know if that's really getting younger or whatever they're trying to do, but
shore up their bullpen. Because they're pretty much on the Kimbrel sweepstakes, the way it sounds.
Yeah.
Go out and get a closer.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my only thing is I'm not too surprised with Jackie Bradley Jr. just because he's the literal definition of being at the extremes of the spectrum. He's either being the hottest player in baseball or he is the worst player in baseball. Like, there was a stretch last year, and also to put this into perspective, during the ALCS and the World Series, his only hits came with 2 outs. If he got up with less than 2 outs, he got out. He didn't even walk. He got out. And I guess you can say, yeah, okay, he might be a clutch hit or whatever. But when your only 5 hits of an ALCS are with 2 outs, you need to sit down as an organization and be like, is this a guy we really want on our team? Especially because at one point before, Mookie and Xander and all those guys came along and before they became who they are, he was hitting the top of their order. Jackie was like the 1-2 hitter, and then he slid down because, Mookie came along, Xander came along, JD came along. Jackie Bradley Jr. doesn't surprise me. I'd get rid of him too. Who are the other ones? Xander? Who are they going to put at shortstop?
Maybe Machado. That's something that's been kicked around on his
But
end.
if you don't have the money for Kimbrel, you definitely don't have the money for
Well,
Machado.
the idea on the Bogarts one is the fact that would probably mean that they're getting Machado. So
Right, but
for what
again,
that's
like
worth.
that means Machado's got to be okay with taking less money to go to Boston. Because if you don't have the money to afford Kimbrel, you don't have the money for Bryce or Machado. And then who's the first guy I said? Rick Porcello. He
Is
had
it
one.
they don't have the money, or they don't want to spend it on Kimbrel?
Kimbrel wants at least a 6-year deal.
It's probably they don't want to spend it on.
They don't want to send. I'm with Nick's pretty much nail on the head on this because Kimbrel wants at minimum a 6-year deal, which even from a reliever standpoint, you don't want that if you're a team getting a pitcher.
Yeah,
anymore.
but I'm going to be honest. I don't think Kimbrel's worth 6 years. Kimbrel, like the past 2 years, honestly, has been a pretty shaky closer. I don't think he's been all he was cracked up to be, that he was in Atlanta before coming. Like, didn't they bring him into relief during the ALCS with, like, a 7-run lead and they only won by 1? Like, can someone correct me if I'm wrong there, but didn't he give up, like, a 5-6-run lead at some point?
Yeah, you're
Like,
close. I
he's
think
not all- he's not always cracked up to
I don't
be.
think it was a 6. I think it was like 4 or 5.
I think it was pushing 6 or 7, but regardless, get rid of Porcello. He had one good year. He won 22 games, and that's literally all he did that year. Like, if you look at it, his ERA with Verlander's ERA that year was just about identical. Who else was up for it that year in the AL? I think it was just between a two-man race between him and Verlander.
Mm-hmm.
Porcello's Cy Young year literally came down to the fact he won 22 games and Verlander won like 14.
Yep. Of note, too, before we get out of here on the hot stove news and for the pod in general, the Orioles have reportedly hired Brandon Hyde. He is the former bench coach for the Cubs as their new manager. Some backup plans. The Dodgers are looking into getting Nick Castellanos from the Tigers in case they are not able to land Machado. Nelson Cruz has apparently narrowed down his 2 teams between the Rays and the Twins.
Well, whichever one of those two locks on, going to hell of a hitter.
So that's pretty much the big news on the front end of that. With that in mind, before we step away for the week, I just want to give a quick reminder to you all to give us a call on the hotline, 866-315-3591. Fresh Takes extension is 804. We want your takes. We want your questions. Let
really
us
easy
know.
to do.
It's really easy. All you have to do is when you call in, when you do that, give your name, where you're from, and then you go from there. It's a really great system. We really want every one of you guys out there to utilize it. We want to hear from you guys. We're sure that you guys have your own fresh takes of your own and fresh questions that you want to get out there. So it would be really awesome if you guys could do that. Again, 866-315-3591.
Also, I just want to throw something out there. I want to throw something out for these
Yeah.
fresh takes and questions for this extension.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone wants to call in, don't be afraid if you want to challenge a point someone has made, if you want to question a point someone's made, if you don't agree with them. I can promise you, I've been talking sports with these guys since we were 6, 7, 8 years old. They will not be offended if you don't agree with them. If that's what's holding anyone back, don't let it hold you back.
I don't think
call
that's
in. Well, I mean, you never know. Sometimes people might be a little, afraid to challenge and go against someone else's point. If you're afraid of it, don't be. These guys will not take offense to it. That's all I got for you.
We're the professionals.
Well, Pat, we'll keep it on you. We
Yeah.
thank you, as always, for coming on.
No problem.
I know you
Thank
have
you.
your own
Hey, thanks,
thing.
man. Thanks, man.
You have your
Yeah.
own thing that you want to do. So
Yeah.
we're going to hit you with is it a fact or
It's a fun fact. We got a real quick
fun fact of the day.
Fun fact of the day, the singular form of confetti is confetto. One singular one, if it were to hit you falling from the sky, it's a confetto.
Wow.
That's my fun fact for the day.
Really?
Throw it over to Nick. Yeah,
Wow.
throw it over to Nick now.
Nick, what's your shout out, bro?
Oh, my shout out today is a very special one.
Yeah.
My future wife and celebrity crush, Haley Steinfeld, actress/singer. Just turned 22 today. Happy birthday, Haley Steinfeld. I know you will
birthday.
see this somewhere from LA. Shout out to you, my love.
And that concludes this awkward ending of the Fresh Takes podcast. If you guys haven't already, like, share, subscribe, comment, all the fun stuff. Download the app. And we'll see you next time from the Finger Lakes One Stews for another edition of the Fresh Takes Podcast.